Hey, I'm Todd. Thanks for choosing to watch my video, and if you would subscribe it, like it, all that stuff, that'd be great. Otherwise, enjoy the video, and I hope it gives you the information you need and is helpful to you. Take care. So I do get a lot of comments with people saying I have saved them a lot of money, and I do get questions, hey, can I send you some money somehow? And now there is a way, if you so choose, called fan funding. You'll find it on the channel page right there. (2007) 4.0 liter. This is a Mercury Mountaineer. Probably goes for Fords as well. I'm going the EGR valve. Used a 1 1/16 wrench on that. Also, I used a large channel locks to hold the EGR valve in place because it's a plastic intake. And so I tried to use channel locks, and I got it wrapped it around here and held onto the metal part of the EGR valve, and I was able to break it loose, not to mention a lot of spray penetrant. Got this hose out of the way to 8mm or 5/16. Clamps. Get this out of here. Disconnect this hose. Push down on that tab. Get a release off there. Took the throttle body off. There's 4 8mm bolts. You do need a deep socket because this one up here is a stud and a bracket. They give me some more freedom for trying to break that bolt loose with my 1 1/16 wrench. A couple vacuum lines, EGR connector right there, the electrical connector. Get this out of the way, give yourself some room. And here's the EGR valve, got it off. This is how I got it off, because these are 10mm bolts and they were not breaking for me, and I did not want to strip them because that would really probably make it worse. So there's an 8mm bolt here. I used 8mm ratchet wrench, got this one even before this was off. Took that off, or loosened it at least, and then there's one up here, 8mm bolt. So those are in plastic, basically, in little inserts, so they're not going to be probably rusted in place. And I sprayed lubricant inside the throttle body. You'll see this inside the throttle body, sprayed lubricant all around to try and help free it up. Nice O-ring, still seems to be soft. That took a little bit of effort. Okay, then I broke this loose. And using penetrant, I don't know if anyone's going to have a torch. A torch certainly could make it easier, but you got to be careful of all the stuff that's around it. So penetrant, some time, and getting the throttle body out of the way. Then I got all the opportunity for leverage, and like I said, I grabbed on with the channel locks right about here on the metal, because this plastic does not hold well and it was cracking. I'm replacing it anyway, but so you got 8mm bolts, 1 1/16, vacuum lines, electrical connector, and that is how I got it out. And I will plan on getting these bolts loose. I can do torching all I want if I need to now, and get them a nice straight shot. And I'll probably remount this, and then I'll mount the new EGR valve, and then put these bolts in, most likely. Also needed a pry bar to pry this pipe, which is solid, goes down to the exhaust. Use a pry bar to pry it out of the hole here as well. So I hope this little overview on the EGR valve on the Mercury Mountaineer and probably Ford Escape or Ford Explorer will help you with your EGR valve replacement. Right now I'm using this little power probe, little baby torch here, because this still feels like the heads are going to strip. So I use a little baby torch here on the right side, and it seemed to work. So I'm just heating up the nut part of the bracket. Heat it up a bit, and hopefully we can break this one loose too as well. Try and make sure you're using a good quality socket. Sometimes those cheap Chinese don't work very well. It says 8.8, so it is metric 10mm. So we'll just let this go on here for the minute maybe, and see if we can get it to break loose. To show you that after some heating and spraying some lubricant, to get the bolts loose. Be aware it could be a tougher job than you're hoping. Put some grease on the O-ring so it slides back in the hole easier. I'm gonna put this back in there, and then we can mount the EGR valve onto there. You could mount it on there too if you want, and then put the whole assembly in. I'm gonna go this way with it. I think it'll be fine.